Are we out?
We are. We're good. We're starting.
Are we here?
Oh, I should turn on the lights though.
Lights.
Yes.
Lights.
Camera.
No, just lights.
Action.
I think it's just lights.
Yeah.
Hit that button. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Soul of a Gamer.
Yes.
Every week we play a game.
And then we don't tell you about it.
And then we don't tell you much about it. And then we make sex jokes.
Yeah, dicks and pussies. Woo! Boobs too. I like
boobs and butts.
Oh.
On men and women.
Oh.
Hey.
Slap a butt. I don't care if it's a man or woman. I'll slap any butt.
I like how this says the best Xbox Live game. Like, there's no fucking way. But I heard that good things about the Live.
Yeah, I have heard good things about the Live.
So
Actually, the multiplayer was fun. I remember playing it with my brothers back in the day.
Yeah.
Because this is actually one of the first games I ever had on the Xbox.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great for you.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's tell you about the game. So we hope you enjoyed last week's episode, which was...
Oh, God. It's not cute. Guardians of the Galaxy? I think it was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Was it? No, it wasn't.
No?
Maybe it was. I can't remember.
I think it was.
If it was Guardians of the Galaxy, it was Guardians of the Galaxy. We took a week off because I was on a cruise and then I got COVID. So
yeah,
we are back for normal production stuff.
Yes, we ran out of videos, so we actually had to wait a while to record another.
So all right, so then this game is
Crimson Skies: High Road to Revenge.
Yeah, we were gonna play that multiplayer game that we were gonna play together. However, because I got COVID, we didn't have an opportunity.
Yes, so next week, which I think that was even the way we had it scheduled. If you saw it on my Instagram or the Soul of a Gamer Instagram, which was the Quarry.
Yeah,
but we'll talk about that later.
We'll do that next week, which will be a lot of fun, or the next week after that, because I've got things going on this week. But we'll see. We'll see. Either way, we've got games planned, so if we rearrange them, we rearrange them.
Exactly.
All right, so this one is Crimson Skies: High Road to Revenge. This is an old fucking game.
2003.
Yeah, super old. Like and that doesn't sound that old, but you got to understand that like between 2003 and 2007, games changed exponentially.
But just think. 10 years after this game came out, Last of Us came out.
Yeah, and the difference between those two games, because I was even thinking as I'm playing this game, you go through the cutscenes, and we'll talk about what the cutscenes are, but you can see like the way they shot the cutscenes, the way they look, they're so grainy. Yeah, and this is how old games were. They were so grainy because if you didn't have a big budget for a game, you were going to use some shit fucking animation studio. And you're going to get these shit cutscenes. Yeah. So, and just the graininess of this, and then you compare it to Last of Us, which, holy shit, the cutscenes are phenomenal.
I mean, even Halo 1 was 2005, right?
Halo? No, 2000.
Oh, it was 2000.
2000. Oh, was it 2001?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, and those cutscenes were okay because they used a different kind of animation, less grainy, but these ones very grainy.
And this one, well, it kind of made it appropriate for its time, too, because this is set in the 1930s.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. All right, well, let's jump into it.
What's on the box?
What is on the box?
Dashing heroes, dangerous dames, and deadly dogfights.
I love... By the way, the opening cutscene to this, where it's like, it's so bad. It's him. It's every fucking spy movie that's ever existed. Yes. It's every episode of Archer that you've ever watched. It's literally him in a bed with a woman, and somebody comes in and says, "Aha! I've caught you with your pants down.
Oh no!
I'll be taking these keys now, and
I'm gonna steal your plane because I beat you in poker yesterday."
Yeah, it was so stupid. So he steals, and then like the girl's in the bed with him. It doesn't reveal until later, and he's like, "Hope you had a good time. I know I did." And you're just like, God, this is the worst fucking thing.
And the voice acting is the most stereotypical of that too, and it's just. I'm suave and I've got a deep voice and you find me sexy, don't you?
It's like it's like a bad version of James Bond. It really is.
So
like very bad.
James Bond meets Nathan Drake.
Yeah. It's wait, Nathan Drake is the name of the guy, isn't it?
It's Nathan Zachary.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I knew it was two like common first names.
Yep.
But yeah, It's just the opening scene of this was so bad, and I was like, "Is this what I'm going to expect for the entire thing?" And that's exactly what I got for the entire thing.
This is one of those so bad it's good, kind of style of
and
dialect.
We'll get into that, but guys, this game is like one of those. What is it? It's like playing Madden, like early Madden game, and just sitting there and saying, "I love this game," and then screaming at the TV at the top of your fucking lungs.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right, well, let's continue with the box.
All right. In the fast-paced spirit of an adventure movie, you rule the skies as air pirate and ladies' man, Nathan Zachary in a dangerous 1930s alternate universe. Weapons, planes, and more. Choose from an arsenal of weapons, including detonator cannons and remote control rockets, as you seize the skies in a variety of hot rod airplanes. Attack from zeppelins, boats, planes, trains, hovercopters, and more.
I'm going to stop you there. Like, literally, that whole thing is bullshit.
Well, what do you mean?
So the remote control rockets, they had that at one point during the game.
I think there's 2 or 3 times that was a possibility, but you had to cycle through so many different cannons to get it, or just find like a random AR cannon.
So there's only one mission where you actually use the remote
there's only
control.
one mission where you have to use it.
I had no idea it was even like a thing. If that was a thing, it would have been so much better to know.
I think it was like one of the second or third mission. I actually found one of those cannons and I was using it. I was like, "Whoa, this is hard to control."
Yeah, super fast, but it was very destructive. I never bothered using the fucking guns because they were just worthless.
Yeah, some of them were okay.
It's just stationary bullshit, and you can't do anything.
The one that was the best was just the heat-seeking rocket.
Yeah.
Because like that one, especially like in the train mission, when you can shoot that out with all the different zeppelins and shit, and it would just always hit.
Oh, I just used my plane for that mission.
I thought about it, but like because it always hit, guaranteed, it was nice to be able to use that. But
yeah. All right, continue.
All right. Dozens of missions. Expansive environments let you decide which path to go down. Defend a cargo shipment, race your plane, or embark on a quest for glory.
Embark?
Yes.
You said embark.
I did. That was so bad. I was doing so good at reading this. This is the most I've ever had to read, and I've done so good, and then I fuck up once. God damn it.
But I think embark sounds like embark in like a different accent, right?
Yeah. I was just speaking with a different accent. I was trying to be
Scottish,
sexy and suave.
maybe like an English accent or something.
Sure, whatever accent makes it that I didn't make the mistake. I was using that one.
I say it sounds like a New York accent because they take their R's away.
Oh, that's true.
No, they add R's. Never mind.
Yeah,
because like my grandma used to go like, "Oh, well, what are you gonna do? Move down to Cuba?" And you're like, "What the fuck is Cuba?" And she'd be like, "Cuba," and like Cuba, yeah, Cuba. And
but they do say like knock instead of narc.
No, I think that's just a
joke. Was he not a knock?
I'm pretty sure that's just a joke.
Maybe.
I don't think anyone says knock.
All right.
But she used to say pizza pie too.
Oh,
be like, God, don't.
I have heard that actually.
Yeah. It's just a common thing. And even like if you listen to old recordings of Kennedy.
Oh, okay.
When he's talking about the issue in Cuba, the Bay of the Pigs, and the nuclear crisis, he'd be like, "We've got serious issues in Cuba," and you'd be like, "Where? Where the fuck do they have serious?
What's Cuba?"
It's like insane.
All right. Well, Battle Online. Play with or against 16 challenges from around the world with Xbox Live. 6 different multiplayer.
That's actually pretty big for 2003. Holy fuck.
Yeah, for the original Xbox, like I don't think even Halo went that high.
No. The Big Team Battle was still 8 on 8.
Oh yeah. You're right.
But 16, I mean, that was like the least popular one because it was the hardest one to get into. This is so. I read the online play for this game was actually a lot of fun.
I do remember. I don't remember if I ever played it online, but I do remember multiplayer on this was quite fun. Like I think we actually system linked it because it had the system link capabilities with this. So,
but you didn't have the system link because it had online.
If you didn't have online, you did have to system link.
Oh, if you were poor and a little bitch,
yes,
you couldn't spend the $60 a year.
Yeah. I would save up money to do it like 1 month at a time sometimes.
Yeah. So what I used to do, or like the first time I played live, so they had these fucking like, you know how they have the 2-way connectors now and they're really good?
Yeah.
They're actually like really, really fucking good. They had this fucking one for Xbox. It cost like $300.
Oh, geez.
Right? It was special for just Xbox, which made no sense because it was just an Ethernet cable.
Oh, okay.
And it was a 2-way connector. It was this giant fucking box. And I bought those for the original Xbox, and I'm like, this is the best thing I ever did. And then I put my Xbox right next to where the two-way connector when you could just plug in. And I was like, this is like thinking about it now. I'm like, wow, that was a really. I could have just Etherneted right in, but no, I have a fucking wireless connector for right next to it.
Wow.
But I played Mechasol. I didn't play, but I had Crimson Skies. I remember playing this game, and I had it. I just never beat it because I thought it was hard.
Yeah.
So,
which I can't remember if I ever beat it when I was younger.
Yeah, it's just because it's a tough game, and the online just seemed like a really not fun.
Talk about endless waves of enemies. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
This is the most information we've had on a box, by the way.
And so the old boxes are really cool too, because I love that they highlight the things they have.
Yes.
Like that is so much better than the current where it just shows what they have.
Yeah.
Like, does it have multiplayer capability? Highlighted. Fuck yeah,
exactly.
It
Does
like,
it have this?
Yeah.
Does it have co-op? Does it have Well, and I actually really enjoy this box. I like the box art a lot. I think this actually was an Xbox exclusive back in
Her face looks all kind of fucked to me. It doesn't look that good, like artist wise.
I still take it.
It looks like they really did really well with his face,
which is kind of funny. All the highlight Maria, not the other girl, Beth.
Well, Maria was more important in the story.
Yeah, she was more important
because Beth was just like someone to make sex jokes with that you're not going to fuck.
True.
So, like your token lesbian friend for some reason, like it's so stupid. True. They really put these characters in like a one-dimensional theme.
Yeah.
Like even Nathan Zachary is like, I'm gonna have sex with you later.
Yeah. Well, and even her being like a femme fatale, like, oh, you blew up my thing, but I'm not that mad about it. I'm joining your team. You're gonna
Maria?
Me. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, there's no way you're fucking on my team. Why did we team up? What the hell's wrong with us?
How does everyone know about the fortune hunters?
Yeah, right. We're supposed to be fucking pirates.
He is like 007 in that way. Everyone knows he's a pirate.
Well, and it's really weird because you're like, okay, we're supposed to be pirates. Why are we taking jobs?
No, seriously.
Like, are we mercenaries or are we pirates? They just I think they just mislabeled
you
them.
do it both. And like there's times where you help out the cops and then you immediately do something against the cops.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So as pirates, I expect us just to do what we want. But I think more of your mercenaries.
Yeah.
But yeah, they definitely define you as pirates.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, let's move on to our next little segment.
Are we jammin'?
No. Yeah, there's nothing. I
had to turn down the music. It's wow.
Yeah, seriously. And the fucking sound effects are just way too much. And the voice acting is shit. So, like, there's no part of this game's audio that is actually good.
The one thing I will say is you will laugh at the
some of the one-liners that they do.
The dialogue and stuff. Like, it is so funny at times in that good bad movie style of comedy. Like you're just like, God damn, this is the stupidest thing ever. You laugh.
I love the token moments where they're like, I'm a friend of Big John's. Oh, you're cool with me, buddy. It's like no proof needed.
Any friend of mine is a friend.
Any friend of Big John's is
like
a friend
with
of
the
mine.
Navajos.
Yeah.
He goes to.
I think Big John is a Navajo.
Oh,
but it doesn't fucking explain that at any point.
It never shows him either.
Like they just go up to the Navajo. I'm a friend of Big John's.
Any friend of Big John's a friend of the Navajo.
Yeah, and you're just like, what are you talking about? You didn't ask for any proof. You just accepted that I said the name Big John.
I mean, back in the 30s, that's probably all you needed.
Maybe
to say a name.
I guess maybe because you can't just look at someone on Facebook and know who they are.
I mean, that works. Like, I even saw something on TikTok recently where this guy went to like this really prestigious restaurant that has like lots of times where you have to get reservations ahead of time. And he went up there and he looked up the CEO's name ahead of time.
Yeah.
And he looked up the head waiter's name ahead of time. And he went in there and he's like, hey, I got a reservation for this name. We don't see you here. You guys lost my reservation? I talked to Johnny blah, blah, blah about it. Oh, well, we'll get you right in. Like getting sometimes just saying a name is still good enough in today's time. It's ridiculous, but it works. It's stupid, but it works.
Yeah, and like, I don't know. The voice acting in this game is shit. The situations where the voice acting was important, like it's so weird because the plane will be like really damaged. I don't know if you noticed this in one of the cutscenes, by the way, the beginning cutscenes. Mm-hmm. You do a mission and then a plane explodes and it's your fucking plane. And then Beth, I think, is her name actually Beth?
I don't remember.
We're going to call her Beth. Beth like says, oh no, my plane's crashing. And you're like, That was my plane that just exploded. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I think they picked the wrong styles of planes and stuff on some of the cutscenes.
Yeah,
I don't think they changed the whatever plane you were driving in the cutscenes either. I think they always went back to the Devastator.
No, so the ones that were required for story missions, like if you were in the
Brigand or something for the story.
or the one at Maria's plane.
Yeah,
Duster or something like that.
Dust Devil.
Yeah, Dust Devil. They changed the cutscenes for those ones, but for anything else, I think you're right. I think the Devastator was the default.
Yeah,
the Brigand was my favorite person.
Brigand was my favorite too.
That thing was
just
fucking
demolished.
That was a tank.
It was the slowest thing, but it was the highest damage and the highest armor.
Yep.
And especially upgraded was fantastic. The rockets were great. The fucking shotgun blast basic attacks.
Yep. No, not shotgun, like the
artillery kind of fire, whatever it was. But
all right, well, yeah, the audio is not that big of a deal in this game, so we'll move on.
How does it play?
You know, surprisingly, this game plays okay.
It's decently smooth, but it's like it's like annoying and great at the same time. Like there's parts of it that like the dogfighting is pretty awesome sometimes, but like the controls inside the AR guns and stuff sucked.
Well, so I guess one of the things that I hated about this game was the UI and the AI.
Yeah.
So the fact that there's a user interface that's not that good, and that fact that your fucking team does literally garbage.
Nothing.
Like, why? Like, you're supposed to all be very powerful. You have an entire fucking Zeppelin shooting shit, not doing any damage. But if you fight another Zeppelin, it just demolishes you.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand how, like, your Zeppelin does nothing, your co-pilots do nothing, and when Maria's your partner, you're up there, it makes sense that she's doing nothing because she betrays you later on.
Yeah.
But fucking when Beth is, she should be destroying planes.
And when the only time the AI does any good is the time where you're in the gun in the back in the Brigand and Beth's flying, and she flies pretty well, but besides that, that's the only time you get any help from any of your team.
Yeah, and the team dynamics are really bad in this game. The dogfighting can be extremely frustrating. Sometimes you will demolish.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you will get fucking destroyed in an instant.
Yeah, and it really is just like, it's endless. Like, it's kind of funny. Like, you'll be over this place and like talking about how like these people are just like poor pirates, but they'll send 50 planes and 40 Zeppelins. And like, you're just like, how in the 1930s does any team of people have 10 Zeppelins and 50 planes?
Well, and you think of it this way, like the Zeppelins just show up. It's like coming out of like hyperspace or whatever, light speed. They just come out of there and you're like, how did you get here so fast, but you're so fucking slow now? I'm so confused.
Whereas like when they because a lot of times like when you defeat a wave, they're like, oh, there's another wave of planes coming, and you have to wait for the planes to get there. But the Zeppelins just appear like it literally feels like they come from hyperdrive.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. I will say the dogfighting is fun, but when there's 40 planes coming at you, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. It's not fun getting just completely demolished and having to tease the entire fucking thing.
The worst ones to go against is in the last mission area where you're going against all the piranha planes that all have the electricity that stuns you basically for a little bit. Like you can't use any abilities or whatever.
Yeah.
That one sucks because they'll send like 6 or 7 planes at you at once and they'll all shoot electricity at you.
And so then the main missions, they have these things where you can heal. That basically they have little like pit stops where you can stop and just heal. But in the last mission, you don't get that. You have to just switch planes.
No, in the last mission, there's one. It's like underneath, like it's like there at the very bottom.
Oh, sorry, I'm not last mission. I'm thinking of the Lost City.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in the Lost City, that's when those things really come out. There's more of those than anywhere. And you have limited room to do anything. Also, the fucking Lost City, can we talk about this? God, why the hell is it so big?
Seriously, worst fucking mission sets of the entire series. All the tiny little corridors.
So, and that didn't bother me as much. It's like, why did they build this with these giant fucking balls that are just plane size? That's not people size.
Yeah.
There's no way that's people size.
No, seriously.
Like, how the fuck did they predict, oh yeah, in the future they're going to have big things that come in here?
No, seriously.
What the fuck? Like,
Well, and even like the mouth opening up at the beginning and all the planes flying
Yeah.
through. Like, you built your cave entrance, your secret entrance to fucking have enough room for planes.
yeah, like, and how the hell were people supposed to get up there?
Yeah,
Like,
seriously.
it's definitely like they tended this to be planes and then called it an ancient city. It's really fucking stupid, guys.
Yes.
It's really dumb.
And that flying through the ancient city was the part I probably struggled with the fucking
that
most.
I got so angry.
Especially
over that.
escaping it.
Yeah, see, and that the parts where you just do fly is fine. The worst part was fighting the fucking planes and having no way to heal.
Yeah.
I would like planes randomly drop health and fucking like you'd have to destroy 20 planes sometimes to get one fucking thing of health, and you'd be teetering so hard on the edge of dying.
Yeah, and it's completely random. So when you blow up a plane, it can just like it never kills anybody. A guy parachutes down. You can't destroy the guy when he's in the parachute. You can run into him and it doesn't kill him, whatever.
Yeah.
But they also sometimes have a parachute of health and a parachute of ammo for your special weapon. And you have to fly into those crates, which is sometimes hard in the middle of a dogfight.
Yep.
And the other thing that I hated about dogfights was close range dogfights. They'll just spin around in circles, and you're just playing this game of fucking cat and mouse, chasing a dog chasing his tail.
That would be the point of having the fucking buddy system where somebody else can come in and hit that person while they're chasing you, or you do vice versa. But that never fucking happened.
Well, and I feel like this game would be completely broken with a lock-on system.
Yeah.
But I feel like it almost needs it.
I think so too. Well, other games like I've talked about Project Sylphid before, which is similar to this, only like space. You're in a spaceship and you're fighting people in spaceship. They had lock-on features.
Yeah.
It just made sense because you were fighting so many fucking enemies, you had no choice.
Well, and I played a couple of the, I think I played one of the Top Gun games and some of like the Ace Combat games and all of those because it's like F-18s and stuff like that. It's fighter jets, but those have lock-ons and stuff. And the dogfighting in that is incredibly hard still.
Yeah. So, and I think this game definitely needed a lock-on feature for how many enemies you fight in a single sitting, and when you're alone, especially, fucking absolutely need it. One thing I will say about this game plays very interestingly. So you're in individual missions, but within those missions, you can do more missions.
Yeah.
Right. So I was like, why don't they just get rid of the overarching missions, make it an open world based, like almost RPG based?
Yeah.
Because it feels like an RPG.
It really does.
And then have all the missions be on the map. Like, why wouldn't they do that?
It would have been nice.
Yeah, I don't, because one of the things that was really frustrating, which I did several fucking times, is I would hit the restart button. Because you're on a fucking mission inside of a mission, but it doesn't restart the mission you're on. It restarts the
entire
over.
level.
And I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me?
So there's 4 worlds and the mission structures are structured. There's like 5 missions per world or 4 missions per world.
And those are mini missions, by the way. The overarching mission, there's 15 overarching missions.
Yeah.
So, and what's really frustrating about that is like, just have the open world concept and put all the missions in there, and then you feel like you're doing more.
Yeah.
Like you get to be on the map longer, you get to do things, like you're not restricted. Also, finding the fucking tokens is hard in the middle of fucking dogfights.
Yes.
Like you can't. This is another thing that was extremely frustrating in the missions, that some of the missions are in between. So you only find certain tokens which you use to upgrade your fucking planes on those in-between missions. But if you do too much on the mission, like destroy too many fucking planes, the mission's over and you don't get to find those tokens anymore.
Yeah. Or there's been a couple of times where like I see a token, I start flying towards it, and it goes to a cutscene.
Yeah.
And it cuts to like the start of the mission where he like lands by a gun. It's like, all right, there's a Zeppelin coming. You need to shoot this down. I'm like, I was about to get a fucking token.
Yeah. Like the train mission was the most frustrating for me.
God.
That one took forever because I was just trying everything to fucking kill the Zeppelins fast, and nothing worked.
Like I said, just sitting on that gun with the heat-seeking rocket was the easiest thing.
But then you don't get to fly into the tunnels and get the fucking tokens.
You get the tokens. You actually, because you're in like.
Oh, really? I never did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all the tokens are in the tunnels on that one. And I'm just like, are you fucking serious? Also, they need to put a fucking number of tokens on the map.
Yeah.
Because there was no way for you to know if you got all the tokens or not. I had to look them up. I'm like, I have no way of knowing how many in my first fucking playthrough. This is really frustrating, and nobody likes that.
Yeah.
Absolutely nobody. And you got to think Psychonauts, when we played, came out 2 years later, 2005.
True.
They had everything numbered on the fucking maps.
Yep.
everything. Like, that is incredibly frustrating to be in a map and being like, okay, did I get all the tokens? Should I run through this map 50 more fucking times? Yeah, it's just so frustrating.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those things that you got annoyed with over and over and over again.
I would say this game has the little stuff that just is very fucking annoying.
Yes.
Just the little stuff. Like, the overarching gameplay is actually kind of fun. The dogfighting is kind of fun. Like, the story is kind of interesting, even though it's kind of broken.
And especially playing it on the newer consoles with the HDR upgrades and stuff, like, it's pretty smooth.
Yeah, it's fun.
The explosions are cool. Like, there's a lot of things in here that I'm like, oh, all right. Like, actually, this is decently good. Like, this day and age. But, like, just some of those
little things make the game. I'm telling you,
it really
little
does.
things really, they add a lot to the game.
I mean, we said it first with tacking the power of Juju or whatever. Just having that, well, if you fall off a cliff, you spawn right back where you jumped. That was the tiniest thing to change in most games, but it makes the biggest fucking difference.
And it makes you more inclined to continue playing.
Exactly.
Like, because sometimes I'll just die in a game and I'll stop. I'll be like, okay, I'm done for tonight. I can't fucking play this anymore.
You know, it definitely happens. I had a couple of times where I was just like, I got through these missions, but I just don't want to go anymore. I've been pissed off. I can only play this for like an hour and a half, 2 hours at a time. Which,
and
I mean, it's only 6 hours.
Shit.
They are so shit.
They are shit. And they kind of save your progress, but if your progress is at the checkpoint, you're completely in fucking red and your train is in red. What's the point in saving that checkpoint? You're going to die every time in 2 seconds. It was so incredibly frustrating. So gameplay, I don't know. I don't know how to put this in. Like, if I had to give it a number out of 10, it would be like a 2 out of 10. Like, just because the gameplay was so incredibly frustrating sometimes.
I don't know if I could do it that low.
I have to.
It would probably be like a 4.5 maybe.
Yeah.
Just because, like, there are some aspects of the gameplay that I do enjoy.
But other things are just so incredibly bad.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's a game that I could still get through. Like, there's some games that I'm just like for me, gameplay wise, I think Super Mario Sunshine's still worse.
Yeah, true. So I guess we'll talk about the upgrades really fast. So in this game, you get planes. You get a bunch of different, it's like 10 or 12 different planes. And each plane, and this is one thing I wish they would have changed too, the upgrades. I think individual upgrades are always better than like, just upgrade your plane one time.
Yeah.
Like, and I would have loved to have like that option to upgrade just the machine gun or just the rockets or just this or just that. But they do a thing where you upgrade the entire plane just once, and that's your upgrade.
Yeah.
And you have to spend tokens and money, which, why even have 2 fucking currencies? Just do one.
Seriously.
The money was so worthless.
Yeah. I mean, you spent 200 every time you wanted to repair your plane at one of the stations.
Yeah, but even then, you might as well just do it for free.
Yeah.
Like, and that was the most frustrating thing. Like, because by the end of the first mission, I had like 25,000.
Well, especially because you can just keep beating your race time.
Yeah. Well, you can do it 3 times.
Yeah.
So 3 times, but each time you beat it, you wager half your money.
Yeah.
So, like, I fucked up. The first time I beat it, I killed it. Then I beat it again. And then the third time I fucked up on it and I hit restart and restarted the whole thing.
Yeah.
Bad idea. But then I go back into it. I'm like, it restarted, but it kept the money I
lost. Yeah, I did
lost.
the same
So
thing.
that is really fucking annoying.
I had the same thing happen because I fucked up on the race in the temple, the ancient temple.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize you had to go inside the mouth.
Yep. I did that too. I lost so much money on that one. But
I lost
then
$18,000.
Oh, see, that's nothing. I lost 40.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I kept doing it. But then I learned that was the last part. And I'm like, oh, God, I'm such a fucking idiot. And then I beat it.
Yeah.
It was so much easier. So you end up getting all your money back. But even losing all that money, I was like, what's the point? Like, all this money is completely fucking useless.
Yeah.
And then it makes it sound like, because, 1930 money, 40,000 is a lot. $1 million or something.
Seriously.
But it just feels like the money had no real use and the tokens were the real currency. So why not just make the tokens everything?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. So the upgrades, they barely help too. Like, I didn't really notice a difference besides in firepower. And that was about it. Defense, like, you still die the same amount of time. Like, speed, I barely noticed a difference. Like,
the only thing is you got more special ammo too.
Yeah,
when you upgraded.
Yeah, you got 5
if you had 20, you got 25.
Which is not an amazing amount. And I never ran out of special ammo anyway.
I did a couple times, but I used it all the time.
Yeah, but like the drops were mostly special ammo. It was little health, but mostly special ammo.
Yeah,
it's really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
So.
Story time?
I'm trying to think any other concepts in the game or forgetting. So like we said, you do get a partner in dog fights. They don't do a lot. You get a Zeppelin that kind of flies around with you. Doesn't do a lot. Doesn't do any fucking damage to anything.
You can jump on it and get on its guns if you prefer using the guns, which that's one thing. You don't have to fly planes for most of this game.
Yeah.
You can just be in guns or turrets the entire time, which there's 3 different turrets. There's a machine gun turret. There's like a kind of like a gas cannon kind of style turret.
Gas cannon.
That's what
yeah.
And then
And like rockets.
like a heat-seeking rocket.
Yeah.
And then there's the also
Homing rockets.
The homing rockets.
Yeah.
That you could control.
Yeah, but their controlling is so hard.
Yeah,
It's
so
literally
fast.
like instantly you fire it and it's already at the ship that you need to destroy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just in general, this game, like I said, 2 out of 10 with gameplay. Just based on all the little things that really suck. And even the upgrades suck. So,
Yeah.
all right, well, let's jump into story time.
It's story time. Let's get started.
You know, the story for this game is not too bad.
It's not terrible.
It's interesting. And sorry, one more thing into the
go on.
gameplay aspect that we didn't talk about. The maps are fucking amazing.
Especially the Chicago.
Yeah, the Chicago map was so much. All of them were good.
Yeah,
though.
they were.
They were just fun.
I did not like the ancient temple map.
Well, even that
was
one,
my least favorite.
it was cool,
but it was still
though. You
cool,
could go
yeah.
into the mouths and stuff, and go into like the caverns and
like the puzzle and
Yeah.
stuff. Like there was some cool parts about it. But like I agree, the maps were actually like the best part of the game.
They really killed it on the maps and then just
But, like,
really shit on
for
everything
me,
else.
the Chicago map.
It was so good.
It was the best map in this game.
I had so much trouble finding the tokens, even with a guide to show me where the tokens were. I would have to get a video, but I didn't end up doing that. I was trying to read, and they were like, in the building, next to the building, next to the building. And I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking?
They're saying neon sign.
Yeah. Like, and it's so hard to define the maps because they're just so low grade because it's an old game. But the maps are just so much fun.
Oh, they were.
Huge fucking maps, too. Like, giant for the time.
Yeah.
Like, fucking awesome giant. But yeah, that was that. I just wanted to bring that up as an honorary mention.
Oh, no, for sure. Like, it definitely deserves to be mentioned.
Yeah.
Like, if that's the kind of thing that you like in games, that's what you're going to love about this game.
I'd love them to remake this game.
I would too.
That would be a sweet fucking.
Like,
I
seriously.
think the studio's not around anymore.
I don't think
though.
it is either.
What is it? Is it
FASA Studios?
FASA? FASA? Yeah, so I don't know. It could be around, but I've never heard of it. So.
I've never heard of it besides reading it right now.
So yeah, story in this game is kind of simple. It's like like we said, the opening is just you lose your plane. Also, we didn't mention this, but in the opening, it is so fucking stupid. He's able to put all his clothes on. Like this guy steals his keys and then leaves, and he gets in the plane immediately. He's able to get his clothes on in an instant because it does that little like thing where he pans off to one side and comes back and he's completely dressed. And then he runs to the plane, jumps on the plane, knocks the guy out, throws him out of the plane, and flies the plane himself. And I'm like, you did all that in the time?
It took him. Like, how much faster running are you than this guy?
Yeah, or just
how
like
far away is your plane? Did you do a shortcut?
And it's fucking insane. So stupid. But I get that was just like a funny thing. It was meant to be that fucking stupid, but it was so dumb.
This entire thing is just meant to be that cheesy fucking dumb action.
Yeah. So, and then you lost all your money. Yeah. That's the start of this. Is like, it seems like the whole point of this game is to get enough money to pay your debts.
Yep.
And that's it.
Pretty much.
But then it just explodes into something completely different. But I would have loved them just to keep that as the main story arc.
Right.
Fuck everything else. It's like, I've got to pay my debts. I'm fucked.
Or you get enough money and that guy makes that super Zeppelin and then you're just like, oh, well, I got all the things to pay off my debts.
I'm done. See you later, bitches.
I hated Zhang anyways.
Yeah, the beginning mission to this, there's a part where you have to save this guy named Doc, and he has a repair shop. And you save him, and he's like, why don't you come down to the repair shop, and I'll give you something. And then he charges you $200 still to get your fucking plane repaired. And you're like, are you fucking kidding me? I just saved your ass.
It makes you do that, too.
Yeah, like you have no choice but to spend $200 to repair your plane.
And this is when you don't even know how much money things are going to cost.
Yeah, so you're like freaking out about how you just spent like 1/3 of your money.
Yeah, because you have like 1,000 or something on that.
Nothing. So yeah, Doc is like the main part of this game. It seems like he made some kind of invention that creates storms.
Yeah, it like uses some sort of like Tesla reactors and Tesla coils to like generate storms with storms in a way. Like it generates tornadoes out of storms.
Yeah.
Like, it's the weirdest fucking thing.
That makes no fucking sense. But
sci-fi dumb bullshit technology.
Yeah, the main part of this is he's like, somebody tried to steal my plans, and you're like, oh no, why do I care? Like, seriously, why do I care? What is the point?
Because you love Doc.
Apparently. So then Doc dies eventually, and someone does steal his plans. I don't know why you didn't take him on the Zeppelin to protect him after his fucking shop got robbed.
He gave you something before that, but it wasn't the plans. It seemed like.
I don't remember what he gave you. That whole part was like, okay, this seems completely worthless.
Yeah, I started like
zoning out,
paying attention to these cutscenes because they're
so dumb. But yeah, Doc ends up dying. His plans ended up getting stolen by a scientist he used to work with.
Yeah,
I think they really never defined who that guy was. But it was like somebody who was popular during the war.
Some sort of like pre-Nazi.
Pre-Nazi.
Yeah.
So you have to go to Chicago to confront somebody about helping the bad guy who killed Doc.
I think it's like Zhang or whatever his name
who is the leader of like the Chicago Mafia.
Yeah.
It's just... And then Beth gets stolen. Like, it is such a weird, like, something's going to go bad because you already suspect this guy of doing something wrong. And you go into his territory with all his friends, his gunmen. And then you're like, Beth, run, jump out the window.
Jump out the window and randomly catch on this rope that's hanging from the Zeppelin.
Yeah, like, that was just the dumbest part, too. And Beth gets captured immediately and you just leave.
Yeah.
And you're like...
And he was ready to kill Nathan, but he doesn't want to kill her.
Yeah, it's so weird.
I feel like, what the fuck?
Like, and every time this happens, I just think of the worst in humanity. I'm like, well, they're for sure gonna rape her. Like, that's just gonna happen. Like, why the hell would you leave her behind? Are you out of your fucking mind?
What if the mob wants, like, you and your entire crew dead? Why would they hold her hostage?
Yeah, just kill her.
For any other purpose.
And like, then they held her hostage with no fucking parameters. Like, there's no...
Yeah, there's no guards.
No. What I mean is, like, there's no, like, note saying, if you don't come to me right now, I'll fucking kill her.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing. Like,
you
there's
want her to live. Bring yourself over here so I can kill you.
Yeah, but there's nothing like that. You have to find out where she is from, like, random circumstances.
Which you have to, like, find another mob. In the Chicago.
And find a dirty cop.
Yeah.
And like, it makes no fucking sense. Like, I heard she was being transferred today. Like, why is she being transferred? Where? It's not a prison.
She's at one of his 3 warehouses, but we don't know which one. But the dirty cop, something donuts.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny Donut.
Or something. It was something really fucking stupid.
It was stupid like that, though.
So stupid.
I can't remember.
This whole game was just an amazing trope of bullshit. So yeah, that storyline goes through. You rescue your friend, and then you find out from the mob boss that the guy is in Mexico.
Yeah.
Then you have to go down to Mexico, and then
Khan was the
Khan. In Mexico, you have to. That's where you meet Maria.
Yeah.
So Maria is like maybe you meet her before you go to Chicago.
You do meet her before you go.
Okay, that's right. You have to go find titanium mines because you need titanium to build Tesla coils.
Which this was one of the fucking parts I was telling you about earlier, which was stupid because you help the sheriff with a bunch of pirates trying to smuggle shit in.
Yeah.
And then he tells you to go talk to this guy who knows where the mines are. And you ask him, and he's like, well, if you go smuggle a bunch of shit without the police catching you, I'll tell you where the mines are.
And kill police officers.
Yeah, I'm like
the weirdest fucking thing in the world. But yeah, so sorry, the way that works, so you start out in your first mission near Colorado.
Yeah.
Then you go down to Mexico. You meet Maria after you're told that the titanium mine is over in this area.
And then you have to go through the Naranjo people's land to get to where the titanium mine is.
Yes. And then... No.
Yeah.
The Navajo.
Or Navajo, yeah. Naranjo.
So you have to go up to the Navajo and do shit for them. And then you go to Chicago.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Because then after Chicago, you go to the ancient place, I think.
And then you go back to Chicago.
Yeah, this ancient hidden city that suddenly everybody fucking knows about.
In a random tourist Zeppelin.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, we're doing a tour and we're rich.
And we'll give you tons of money if you save us, or if you do this, or do fancy shit.
Yeah, and you get there and like all these bad guys are there and like, isn't this supposed to be fucking hidden? How do you have a base here already?
Seriously,
It's like it's the most annoying shit. So then you have to do this whole thing. Like, I don't even understand what the point in going to this place was.
I don't either.
Like, I don't get it, because all that happens is Maria dies. She betrays you in Chicago. Because and the cutscene is you're about to fuck her. She's like, why don't you go in the bathroom and take your suit off? And I'm like, I'll just take it off right.
Right.
I don't care how nice the suit is. We're gonna
All
fuck.
right, I'll go get comfortable. I thought that's usually what the women do.
Well, and it's so stupid because you come out of the bathroom and you're still pretty much fully fucking clothed.
You just have your white shirt on and your boxers.
Yeah, no.
And your shoes.
You still have like the fancy shirt on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The white undershirt.
And the fucking bow tie is still
Yeah.
on. And you're like, what are you fucking doing?
Your boxers and your shoes. You just took off your pants and your
But
jacket.
you kept your fucking shoes on.
Yeah.
It's the most weird. And then Maria's like, sorry, baby, I'm out of here.
And then she just leaves.
She just fucking jumped out the window. And you have to follow her down to the ancient city. In the ancient city, she dies. She gets shot by the main bad guy.
Yeah.
And you suddenly forgive her.
Which, this is the funniest part too. When you're battling that guy in the cutscene and she's like dying on the floor, you like walk up and you're trying to sneak up on the guy and you go up to her like dying buddy. You're like,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm like she's telling her to shush.
This was the dumbest shit, too, because after she gets shot, you're like, all right, we're done sneaking. Boom, 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 boom. like, and you miss every fucking shot. I'm like, are you serious right now?
And then you let the guy go towards the big fucking red lever the entire time. Like, you don't see him going to that giant red lever.
This was the worst little fucking fight because you're cutscene. You're missing every shot. He's missing every shot. You'd think you'd graze or something. Nope. You miss every shot, and then you have to leave the fucking ancient city. Like, no point in coming to the ancient city.
Well, and then he doesn't care about the ancient city at all. He's like, oh, we're done with this base. I already completed my Zeppelin, so I'm going to go take over Chicago now. It's like, why didn't you just build it closer to Chicago?
Yeah, like, and what was the fucking point in coming all the way down here past fucking Mexico? It's like in Brazil or something.
You know how much fucking fuel you use going from like Brazil to Chicago?
So he builds like a super blimp and then goes back to Chicago. I don't even know why.
Like, they had a titanium mine base, like, not that crazy far.
No, and what's weird is, so he goes to Chicago, which is like, so the United States is separated into different regions.
Yeah.
There's the Colorado region, as far as I could tell.
I think so.
What was the one California? There was, like, it seemed like they were going to be the main bad guys, and then they weren't.
Oh, yeah.
The Presidential or something like that.
I forgot what they're called.
So, yeah, there was them, and then the Navajo territory, and then Chicago's like the industrial states of America.
Yeah.
Like, and each region is different, but it's almost like, why are you even going to Chicago? What is your goal in going to fucking Chicago? What does Chicago hold? And it was literally just to go there to destroy everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's so fucking weird. No apparent goal whatsoever.
The Cajuns, the Raging Cajuns?
No, that's another pirate group.
Oh, yeah.
Go up a little bit. It's in the first mission. There's a part where they say who it is.
I don't know if this is going to say
Just
it.
look up Crimson Sky's United States map. All right, click that first one. That'll show the... Oh, can barely read that.
Nation of Hollywood?
Yeah. So it was like... those people seemed like they were going to be the bad guy because literally they were coming down, and it was like they were the president. That's where the president was.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting. I don't know. The whole story is bullshit. And then you get to Chicago and you just kill the fucking blimp. Like, no problem at all. You, a single plane with no real help, kills the fucking blimp.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that was a interesting mission for killing the blimp.
Yeah, it was fun.
All the different things on the side, and then destroying the fan, and then destroying the inside. And
extremely fucking frustrating though, with that fucking lightning bolt that just came out of the fucking blimp whenever you approached it.
Yeah, that and the like trying to shoot inside of the fans with like you're at the top of the maps, and every time you go up too high, it makes you go down, and it like basically puts you in the fans, and you can't go underneath it because then you get sucked up in the tornadoes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Super annoying. So yeah, and then you beat it and suddenly everyone's your friend and you pay off your gambling debts.
Yep.
That was the end of the game. Like, I have enough money to pay my debts.
Khan and the DeCarlos aren't fighting anymore. And
yeah, it's really stupid. Like, Khan was your worst enemy, kidnapped your girl. person.
But like helps you at the end too.
Yeah, and like completely changes his mind suddenly. It's really fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like the story in this game was so lackluster. Like you might as well just take the story out and have the gambling debt thing.
I guess so.
Like honestly, it would have been a better story, I think. Because it just feels like a game that doesn't have a lot of no, not that. It's like it feels like a free roam game. Like it feels like it's not really like serious at all.
Yeah.
Like, and why not just play on that in the story too? Why fucking go through this whole thing where you're saving fucking Chicago? Like really stupid. You might as well just do all of it just to pay off
so much of Chicago the entire time.
I think he destroyed every building for me except for the last one.
Yeah.
Because your goal is
destroyed City Hall. It destroyed this building. It destroyed
it's killed millions of people.
like, holy shit.
Yeah. Ridiculous. Just fucking ridiculous.
And it's like, if you're trying to take over Chicago, why would you destroy all of Chicago?
Yeah, I don't understand the point in that. There must be some point. Like Chicago must be important somehow. Like an industrial center.
But like he kept on talking about how taking over Chicago.
Yeah.
But then he destroys all of Chicago.
Yeah, it makes no fucking sense. Like again, story was not well written. I think they should have just went with like a very loose, very like simple story where you're trying to just pay your fucking gambling debts. And then it makes sense that the girl gets kidnapped because you owe money to someone, and then it makes sense that you have to go to the titanium mine because maybe you need to get some extra money there.
I guess so, yeah.
Like everything would make sense if you just paid your gambling debts. Yeah. But yeah, that was the story, pretty much.
Pretty much.
All right, let's move on.
Did you have a favorite mission besides just like the Chicago stuff?
I think. No, not really. All the missions kind of blurred together. Like there were no missions that were standout because most of the missions were like, get here and shoot this shit.
I think one of the funner ones was the Navajo trials. Like the 3 trials.
No, I hated those.
I thought those were interesting.
I hated the one with where you had to be the gunner because I forgot that you could zoom in.
Oh, yeah.
So,
if you didn't zoom in, that sucks.
I failed that so many because I'm like, how do you fucking see these things? And then at the beginning of the mission, it pops up the zoom. After 4 times failing it, I finally noticed. I'm like, oh, fuck me.
Yeah, I got it through first
But also, the zoom is really stupid because it actually makes the fire faster.
Yeah.
So like if you zoom in, it's like you're closer to the target. Yeah. Which is really fucking stupid.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like this was a low budget company that didn't know how to program all that stuff right.
Yeah, so yeah, those missions to me were just a little frustrating. I don't know. They seemed pointless. Like, why the fuck am I doing these trials? I already said I know Big John.
Yeah, and you're a friend of the Navajo, but you can't go on a Navajo land unless you complete the Navajo trials.
And the trials have to do with ancient Navajo traditions in a plane. Like, why the fuck am I in a plane?
You know, the Navajo are so wealthy that we have all these like tiny hot air balloons that you can shoot down. You have to shoot down like 30 of them, but don't shoot the wrong ones. Yeah. But we're not going to tell you what the wrong ones look like.
No, they had the X on them. If you zoom in, you can see the X. Yeah. But one of the things too, it's like, it reminds me of Family Guy. There's an episode where Peter has to go on a vision quest to pay off his gambling debt, or Lois's gambling debts because they lost their car. And Peter goes on the quest, and his vision quest person is the Fonz, and that's like the seriousness of their fucking
Henry Winkle.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I have a lot of ED. Like, that was the whole thing, and that's what this mission, like all these 3 missions, reminded me of how not serious this fucking was.
The Fonz is so cool. He jumped over a shark with a jet ski once.
He did. Well, he didn't, but somebody did.
Well, someone did. In the show, he did.
In the show, like the very loose and far away thing for it showed the Fonz, kind of. Same hairdo, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
wearing a jacket.
It was just, I don't know. There were no missions to me that really blotted out. I think they had a lot of opportunity to make one that could have, like a funny mission.
Like the entire Chicago for me was just a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, because it was fun, but the missions were still like the same.
They were the same.
Like it would have been really cool for them to have funny missions, like a mission where you have to stop this guy's wife from finding out he cheated on her. Right. Like that would have been a funny mission, and you have to kill like a plane that has the cheating person in it. And to scare him to not tell the wife.
Now we're going into Grand Theft Auto side missions.
Yeah, which would have been fun. Like that would have been a funny, fun mission because that's what this game feels like. It feels like Grand Theft Auto, but then they didn't do that.
That actually would be kind of fun, just like a Grand Theft Auto with only sky shit.
Yeah, and then and that's what this game felt like, kind of. But it didn't produce any funny moments for me. Like there was no missions that really stood out. The story missions were lackluster. Everything about the story was just so fucking boring.
Fair enough.
I should have wrote the story. I would have done a great job.
Yeah.
All right,
let's just write a game together.
We should. Let's move on. Worth or not?
It just reminds me of like on How I Met Your Mother. Every guy has a
bar.
Yeah, we should buy a bar. We should start a band.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this game could be Worf.
Yeah, I'm struggling with the think of because I want to say Worth. Because I think it could be, if they remade this game, it could be the greatest game ever.
If they remake this or make it a sequel of it or something, like,
where it's more fun.
Yeah, but really jump on the either stupidity of it and like the cheesiness of it, and just make the combat perfect the combat, and this game is gold. Yeah.
So then that's why I have struggled, because I'm like, man, if we take this game for the value of what it is, it's definitely enough.
Yeah.
Like just based on everything we've said, I think it's enough. But like the funness of this game, like I did get enthralled at some points where I'm like, okay, like I'm actually having a good time just sitting here flying around. Like,
well, and like I almost say that all the stuff in Chicago makes it worth something. Like it's there's something there, but like it's just surrounded in a fucking bubble of bullshit.
Yeah, this is the first game I think I've had where I'm struggling to think of something it's worth.
Yeah.
Like, I think this game is worth playing, but I also think you're going to get incredibly frustrated at some of the mechanics in the game.
Yeah, definitely. And I wouldn't play it on anything harder than easy.
Yeah, I think I played it on hard. Maybe that's why I had so much trouble.
Oh, because I started on normal and I was getting so frustrated. I was like, I just want to get through this game. So I went down to easy. But
I think I played it on fucking hard. Oh shit! Because I noticed that there was easy, normal, hard, and then a hidden one.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder if the hidden one's like. I wonder if there's achievements for this that they made for the 360 version of the game, but there wasn't.
It's cheat code to unlock the hardest mode.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't even unlock it playing fucking hard.
No.
Okay, well, hard wasn't that hard. It was just still. I think like the mechanics were what frustrated me the most.
I went back through and I just because I wanted to try out more of the planes, I found that there were cheat codes that you could in. So after I beat the game, I went back in and played some with the cheat codes.
I bet that's so much more fun.
And like there was a cheat code to unlock all planes. And
I don't even think I unlocked all the planes.
I didn't either.
I think I got most of them.
Like 6, but
you have to find them on the fucking maps, which is so annoying. And you can't tell which ones are like, and you can't only find them, you have to bring them back to your Zeppelin.
Yeah. So there was that. There was cheat codes for money, cheat codes for tokens, cheat codes, and they were just things that you did while flying.
Yeah.
And it was an early Xbox game, so it didn't have achievements, so you didn't have to worry about, you used a cheat code, you don't get achievements. So you could just literally, and there was like an invincibility mode and stuff like that.
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
Just sitting there spamming shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and there's another mode that makes all of your shooting like either 10 times or 100 times stronger.
Oh, so like one hits?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be so sweet.
Yeah, which that would make the dogfighting
so much more fun.
Awesome.
Maybe I'll go back in and play it with the cheat code.
Yeah. So this might be a game kind of like Two Worlds that we said. It's worth it with the cheats.
I don't know. Two Worlds for me was fun without the cheats.
I liked it with the cheats. I
played it. I think if you play a game once, you know kind of what to do, and so you don't have to cheat. You know how to like be broken without the cheats.
Exactly.
So, but playing a game for the first time, you're like, God damn it, I can't get fucking through this.
Yeah. Or if you just struggle with that type of game, like I'm the same way with a lot of platformers. Like if there's a way to cheat on a platformer, sometimes I will. Use it, like unlimited lives, like especially if like you lose this many lives, you have to start this whole entire level over. And you do this over. I'm gonna use unlimited lives on that fucking game because I fucking am going to die a shit ton. Like
any fucking Mario game just sucks.
Yes, especially Sunshine.
So boring. All right. Well, I'm gonna go Worf too, I guess.
I'm gonna go like a very like low bar Worf. Like if any of this sounded interesting to you, if the level design sounded interesting, or if you like playing games, try it.
If you like the movie Planes, I guess, if you like planes, trains, and automobiles, maybe this game would be worth it.
Airplane,
or any plane.
Snakes on a plane.
Any kind of plane thing that has ever happened. If you like the stewardess, is that the name of that show with the girl from Big Bang Theory?
The flight attendant.
Flight attendant.
Yeah.
If you like that, maybe you'll like this.
I haven't watched that one yet. I heard it's decent.
I heard it's decent too. Maybe we'll go and watch it sometime.
Maybe.
All right, guys. Well, that was it for this one.
Yes. And like we said, next week, we're going to try to do the Corey.
If not, it's going to be Raymond Legend.
Yes, that's right.
So we'll pick one based on how much time we have to do it.
Platformer.
Yay! I think that one's easier, right?
Yeah. I remember I went through part of the game with Jen one time because it has co-op.
Yeah.
And I wasn't struggling too bad with that one.
Okay. So maybe it
should be all right.
Maybe it's like when we played, what was that fucking game? The two, with the divorce couple.
Oh, It Takes Two.
It Takes Two, yeah. Maybe it's more like that, but the platforming's actually fun.
Yeah. Let's hope for that.
Yeah.
Woo, fingers crossed.